everybody, it's Fred from the Blessed Heroes coming at you with a brand new story. Now, before I get started, I want to give a quick apology to how long it's been taking me. I'm sorry. But I have a new story for you, as it combines My Hero Academia with an old story from the past, with an old TV show from the past, named Chaotix. This will be a self-inserted story like YouTuber Academia or What If Blaze had Unlimited Blade Works. Also, this is just for fun, and I'll be uploading the next chapter of Yonka Moshi next after this. Sorry for the long delay and how long it's been taking me, but I hope you all enjoy. With that being said, let's get into the video. Roll that intro.
Fuck bitch, crazy, saying that she hate me. Obliterate the pussy feral animal with rabies. Yo bitch, fucking dirty. She got scabies. Wipe the Tatiana that trapped you with some babies. Everyone thinking that they gon' save me. Depressive motherfucker, I don't wanna see.
There are two worlds that are connected by a single point. One world is known as Earth. The creatures there are called humans. On this planet, not all men, women, and creatures are equal. These humans have the special abilities known as quirks. These quirks give the humans the ability to do the supernatural. Soon, more and more popped up all over the world, and the weird and the supernatural became the norm, as it became a world full of superhumans. Around 80% of the population had these powers, known as quirks. However, the other 20% did not have quirks. The second world is known as Param. Param is a place of mystery, danger, adventure, and music. Within the world of Param, there is a divide of known realms. The realms of the overworld and the underworld. Both realms have a variety of locations, each with its own unique creatures, characteristics, and effects. 5 tribes are said to inherit Param, with the overworld largely being occupied by the overworlders, with regional territories belonging to the Medians and the Frozen, while the underworld is largely occupied by underworlders, with regional territories belonging to the Danians. The Merlions dwell within the deep oceans, which can only be accessed through the doors of the deep mine in the underworld, and the many connected waterways to Param. There is one way these worlds are connected, or so people believe, by the world of Chaotic. Humans with devices called scanners. The humans with these scanners use them in order to scan new things, ranging to creatures, locations, battle gear, music, and gives players the ability to communicate with each other. In order for the scanner to transport the user to Chaotix is where humans play the game for real. In Battledromes, where they build their battle teams and ultimately transform via the codes into the actual battling creatures. However, there is one location within the world of Param that connects the human world and Param together. Within the center of the core, it is known as the city. This city was lost a long time ago, and no creature or human so far have been able to find this location. The location is known as Kaizef, the lost city of the elements. Unlike other locations, the lost city of Kaizef is a location which was the foundation of everything within the world of Param. However, one day, this location just disappeared straight off the map of Param. Rumor has it that the island is in the sky, always moving around, never in one place too long. And that is what will happen, bring the light or darkness to the human world and the world of Param. Within the world of Param, in the underworld, a certain creature was running for his life. This creature was a male bear-like creature. He was running on 2 legs, had black fur all over his body, with a small hint of red highlights all over him. A few spikes popped out of his shoulders, and a few on his back. He had large red eyes and a few piercings on his left ear. A few sharp teeth shone out of his mouth, with a purple tongue and red eyes. He had a large golden yellow hat and bow tie with black stripes, along with a black shorts that camouflaged with his fur. His name was Nightmare. Nightmare was running for his life as he was being chased by two Merlions, Erectab, Merlion, and Lord Von Blute. Von Blute was flying within the air, yelling, "Don't let him escape! He has a chest full of music that he stole!" He yelled as both Merlions and Underworlder launched an attack at the thieving bear. "Damn it, Father. Why didn't you kill Von Blute? He has challenged your authority, backstabbed, and attempted to kill you and take over the underworld for himself on numerous occasions. Why?" Nightmare thought as he kept on running, using the rocks and as well a bit of the vegetation in order to avoid, hide, and defend himself from their attacks. He had a serious disadvantage. All three creatures could fly and as well surround him if they allows them to catch up to them. All the Nightmare wanted was to come back to the underworld and have a talk with his father and mother. That's all he wanted. But it turns out that Von Blute had all the chance to gain power and take over the underworld and unlocked the doors of the deep mine and released these strange fish-like creatures. Nightmare was running for his life until the Merlion landed an attack. Both Merlions scored 2 attacks, one on Nightmare's back and the other on his right leg. Nightmare was on the ground, covering his wounds as he is trying to stop the bleeding. "Shit, that hurt," he says to himself in pain. "Finally, I can get rid of you and his family line." Von Blute says he is praising himself. "I will rule Param with an iron fist," he yells before he is blasted in the back by the Merlions. "Ah!" Von Blute yells in pain as he falls to the ground. Erectab looks down. "Do you really think that we were going to let you rule over us?" Erectab said, looking down at the hurt Von Blute. Merlion spoke next. "Don't think we are ungrateful for what you have done for us, Von Blute. You and your troops may stay with us to witness our plan and bring Param to its knees." It yelled as both Merlions began to laugh. Until all three of them, unknown to all three of them, Nightmare was digging through his chest until he grabbed a special music he was looking for. Nightmare smiled as he turned back to the three. "Later, idiots!" he yelled as he let go of the music as it started to float into the air. "Song of translocation," he yells as a mix of a red and blue musician floated out of him and into the music. All three creatures turned to look at Nightmare, their eyes widened as they saw what he was trying to do. Merlion shouted, "Stop him!" He yelled as as the music notes were being played. Both Merlions attacked Nightmare as the music was about to be activated. Both of his attacks slammed into Nightmare, one landing on his back and the other on the back of his neck, knocking him out. The music was in the sky and its effect were taking action. Unknown to every creature, the lost city of the elements was right above their location, high in the sky. The music's effects struck the core of the city, along with striking Nightmare, as a bright light engulfed his body, and the Merlions and Underworld had to cover their eyes. As soon as the light faded, creatures they had been hunting just a moment ago was gone. The chest of music went along with them. Both Merlions looked worried as they looked at the spot where Nightmare once stood. "We need to tell the others," Erectab said in a worried tone, as they both grabbed Von Blute and made their way back to the Merlion base. The two Merlions and the prisoner had retreated and made their way back to the underworld doors of the deep mine. They had entered the doors and traveled to the Merlion castle. While traveling, the vegetation inside the doors made the place look like it was an ocean. Space, an alien made this location. Deep within the Merlion territory was a castle. This castle was known as the Castle of Ani. Within the castle, a meeting with the Merlion leaders, generals, and a few other important Merlion nobles. All of them were having a conversation about their next move. What should they do and how they should proceed with the takeover of Param. That's when the three made their way into the room for the meeting. The conversation with the group stopped as they all looked at the two Merlions and bound underworlder. One Merlion next to the king, Oni, smiled and spoke. Welcome back. Based on your return and the small timing, I suggest that everything went well? The Red Merlion asked, looking around. Where's the intruder that attacked us? The Red Merlion asked. Both Merlions looked away from the red one, not wanting to look into its eyes. Every Merlion knew not to make the son of Ani upset or mad. Merlion was the first to speak up. Well, you see, before Merlion could finish speaking, another Merlion burst into the room with a very worried and scared look on his face. The Merlion that just barged in appearance looked vaguely humanoid or ghostly in form. He glows in shades of watery blue with his blank white eyes. The only exception, the name of this Merlion, Rathtab. It's all gone, he yells as this got everyone's attention. What? The Red Merlion asked, a bit worried and angry. Rathtab didn't say any words as he grabbed the Red Merlion by its arm and dragged him out of the room, leading him to the vault where all the Merlion battle gear that they have and stolen from the underworld is being held. All while the Red Merlion was trying to get free from Rathtab's grip, but it soon came to a stop when Rathtab showed the Red Merlion the vault. Most of the battle gear from all over was gone, and whatever was left was destroyed, burnt, or damaged beyond repair. The Red Merlion's eyes widened in shock and horror before they went red with anger and charged back to the meeting room. As soon as he got back, he yelled, "Execute those two fools!" He yelled in anger, "How could you not stop that creature? How did he manage to steal all our music and battle gear? And how did he escape our territory?" The Red Merlion asked in anger. The other two Merlions stayed quiet as they were both shocked to hear that most of their music and battle gear was either destroyed or taken. Rathtab was the first to speak. "Forgive us, but we were not ready. We were unaware that there was an underworlder that could use overworld and Mepedian music." The Red Merlion looked mad as he punched Rathtab into the ground. "How you both had working battle gear and trained to put your work to the test and defeat him. How did you fail?" When he got into the battle gear vault, he used every battle gear he could inside and countered us, destroying ours and forcing us back. We chased him with Von Blut on our side. However, he casted a translocation music before we could capture him as a last-ditch effort to escape. With that explanation done, the Red Merlion looked a bit scared. Von Blut, still on the ground and restrained, looked away and whispered, "I would expect nothing less from his spawn." The Red Merlion got mad and went over to Von Blut, looking right into his eyes. "Got something to say, Von Blut?" Say it out loud so we can all hear." He yelled, completely angry, but also a little worried. Von Blute turned away, having nothing to say, to the Merlion, and he put Von Blute down. "We need to find this creature now. He has most of our battle gear, and if he manages to get the battle gear to one of the tribes, like the Overworlders, this could put us all in great danger," the Red Merlion said, looking at his father, Oni. "Father, I would like you to execute these two Merlions," he said, making a few generals have questioning looks. "I know you don't like spilling our own kind's blood, but this has to be done. To let an underworlder escape with all our battle gear, you must understand, this puts us at a massive disadvantage against the 4 tribes." Oni had his eyes closed and was thinking as he was rubbing his chin on the next decision that he was supposed to make. But he also didn't want to execute his own people. He opened his eyes and spoke. "Von Blute will have his wings cut off his body and sent to the deep mines to slave away for the rest of his life. And both Erectab and Merlion will be sent to the front lines to lead the charge of our troops. Those are their punishments." All the Merlions agreed with this, as both Merlions' lives will be put in constant danger every single day as they led the charge to take over Param. The Red Merlion was content with this, but soon spoke up. "Father, while I still have everybody's attention, I would like to ask, what is our plan if we are defeated?" After this question, a lot of Merlions were mad at this and voiced their complaints. However, everyone was silenced when Oni lifted up his right hand to silence everyone. He only spoke one word: "Explain," he said with a bit of anger in his voice. The Red Merlion was a bit scared at this, but stuttered as he explained. "Well, you see, Father, once before we were pushed back and defeated and locked behind the doors of the deep mine. What if that was to happen again if we are to defeat it and lose this war?" "We won't lose this war. I will make sure of that," he said, a bit mad to his son. "But Father, with all due respect, I think this is something we need to put into consideration. Most, if not all, our battle gear and music was stolen and destroyed by one creature. That alone enough is to put us all at a great disadvantage in this war. But when we were defeated the first time, we had all battle gear and music to use." The Merlion yelled, a bit clearly worried about his people and family. "We need to start making plans and—" "Silence!" Oni yelled, getting his son to stop talking. "I have heard enough. We won't lose this war. I will make sure of that. And son, you will go back to your room. You will go back to your laboratory and make more battle gear for our troops," he said in anger, as in an authoritative tone. "Yes, Father." His son looked down scared. "Now, is there anything else we need to discuss?" Oni asked around, every Merlion staying quiet. "Well then, this meeting is adjourned," he said, getting up from his seat and making his way out of the room. Other Merlions followed suit, and so did his son. The Red Merlion made his way back to his lab. As he looked up at it, he smiled a bit as he went inside. As soon as he entered and made his way up to his laboratory room, he soon closed and locked the door. Once that was done, he screamed and started to break a few things. "That bastard, why didn't he listen? What's wrong with making an escape plan? A backup plan to protect everybody if everything goes wrong. It is something we really need right now, and he is pushing it off. Why? I'm trying to help and protect our people, and he's throwing it all away." The Red Merlion yelled, stopping as he looked at the mess he had made in his lab. "I should probably get started making more battle gear," he said as he got a few of his drones to clean up the mess. As he sat down on his working chair, he soon began to grab a few things and start to build some more Merlion battle gear. But as soon as he started working, he got an alert from one of the spies. "What is it?" the Red Merlion said, speaking to him through mind control. "We spotted a strange creature that looks like a weird monkey, maybe belonging to the overworld. We can't tell. What should we do?" the scout said. The Red Merlion began to think as he used one of his abilities to look through the scout's eyes, and right in front of him was a strange-looking creature. Pale skin, some hair on his head, some strange clothing, and a weird device in his hands. "What a strange creature," the Red Merlion said, looking through the eyes of the scout. As he was watching, the creature pressed something on its device, and a blue and white light began to scan on the scout. "What's it doing?" the scout said, as he was preparing an attack. That's when the light stopped, and the creature showed an image to the scout. The Red Merlion was shocked at what he saw. It was an image of the scout showing stats, what tribe it belongs to, and its special abilities, and more. "Scout number 1, capture this creature, now!" the Red Merlion yelled. And the scout did what he was told. As he grabbed a hold of the creature, it struggled for a bit, but soon the creature activated its device and it disappeared in the same blue and white light, but it surrounded its body instead. "What? Where did it go?" the scout asked, looking around, confused on what just happened. The Red Merlion's eyes went wide, and it quickly said to all the scouts in the area, "Listen up. There are strange ape-like creatures in our territory. They have strange devices. Be sure to capture them, but don't damage their devices. Repeat, capture and do not damage their devices in any way. However, make sure that they are alive and the devices are not damaged," he said, yelling through the Merlion hive mind. "The first Merlion to bring me one gets a promotion and pulled into my group council." The first scout that managed to find the first human asked, "Do I at least get a small promotion?" "Yes, you do. You are now promoted to scout leader of your group. You may not have captured the ape-like creature, but encountering it got me a lot of valuable information," the Red Merlion said, switching off the hive mind. I'm going to have to remain in the shadows if those creatures manage to scan me. Who knows what will happen? Although, I don't think I need to worry. My lab is located deep in Merlion territory. Besides, if I can get them as allies, then maybe we can find that underworlder that stole all the battle gear. The Red Merlion hoped. However, deep inside he was really mad that all his hard work was stolen and destroyed. Another reason is because he doesn't want to create all the battle gear again. Making all of it was more than a headache that he required for a bunch of years. The Red Merlion banged his head on the desk. "Dang it," he said to himself, as he had to remake a bunch of battle gear. Perspective change to the human world. In a large 2-story house surrounded by fancy cars, chairs, furniture, light, and more is where the location is. It is located in Japan, but far from the city, as it was a vacation spot for the science hero and his daughter. The man was inside his room working on a new support gear. It was a tall man of average build, with notable wrinkles on his forehead and defining sabbatical folds and teared thoughts. He had small sky blue eyes and shorts, unruly honey brown hair, and 2 prominent turfs covering outwards from the top of his forehead. A short goatee on his chin and wide-rimmed square glasses on his face. He was wearing a plain dark shirt with a single breast pocket, and 2 top buttons left casually undone, and the sleeve cuffs unbuttoned and rolled up just below his elbows. He wears a pair of pale gray-blue jeans, a dark belt with a silver buckle, and navy blue sneakers with a white solar covered with a red stripe near the toes. The man name is known as David Shield, and inside the house with him was his daughter, Melissa Shield. Melissa Shield was a full-figured and attractive, pale-skinned young woman of slight above average height, with quite a round body. She has wavy blonde hair, which reached halfway down her back, 2 shorter pieces that leave over her shoulders, side-swept bangs that frame her face, aqua blue eyes with notable upper eyelashes, some slightly longer ones extending on each side, and pronounced lower eyelashes. She normally wears a white short-sleeved dress, shirt with plaid cuffs, a large bow of the same design at her neck, and a dark raspberry pink waistcoat, accompanying with her pale gray capri pants, under which are a pair of plaid pink socks, as well as a pair of heeled boots. She also wears glasses, which are of pink, oval flamed glasses. Both of them were inside their vacation home and taking some time off and spend some time with each other. Melissa smiled as she was getting ready for bed, as she had switched out of her original clothes and into her pajamas. Her and her father had just finished eating dinner, and her father was spending some time on support gear. As she was getting ready for bed, she soon heard music. What? She looked into the sky. Music? Wait, is that music? She said, confused, but also a bit excited, as she got out of the bathroom and walked to the windows, and she saw that the sky changing colors, and her father was rushing upstairs. Melissa, what's going on? He said, worried, as he was looking outside as well and saw the dark night sky had changed into a bright white color. Soon, the music ended, and everything seemed fine as the bright lights disappeared and the sky turned back to normal. Everything seemed fine until the alarm started to go off, as there was an intruder inside the house. Both Shields began to panic as Dr. Shield managed to grab a weapon, an offensive type of support gear that was similar to a taser, but made to take down bigger and more resistant creatures and humans, along with its speed and accuracy. He soon looked at his phone and looked at where the intruder was located. The machine showed that there was an intruder inside Melissa's room, so they slowly made their way to Melissa's bedroom. Melissa's bedroom was on the 2nd floor and 10 feet away from the bathroom. Melissa opened the door, and there on the ground was a person, or a creature, they had never seen before. He had black fur all over his body, and a few red highlights, or what they could see from the dark room, and a few spikes coming out of his shoulders and back. He was thin yet muscular, looking to be no older than his daughter Melissa. He had black shorts, along with a yellow bow tie and a yellow top hat with him. He appeared to be unconscious, but Dr. Shield wasn't taking any chances. Melissa, go and call the cops, he said, keeping his weapon at gunpoint before noticing a big chest right behind the person's unconscious body. Melissa, going against her father's words, she slowly entered her room and reached to her dresser and grabbed her blue scanner. Melissa, what are you doing? He He said, worried at his daughter. His finger was on the trigger. Melissa took a deep breath and spoke. Dad, I think I might know where this creature is. Remember when we went to America for that business deal of yours? Dr. Shield looked confused at the question. Yes, I do. And during that time, a boy introduced you to a game called Chaotic? Was it? Melissa nodded. Yes, and remember that music that was playing before the sky changed color? That was called Music, from the game Chaotix. Dr. Shield was at a complete loss for words on what his daughter was suggesting. If this was true, this creature was from the world of Chaotix. A game? How can you prove it? For all we know, this can just be a part of his quirk. Dr. Shield asked, not letting go of the idea, but seriously questioning it. Melissa looked down at her scanner. This is how, my scanner, that I can scan creatures and show a card if they are from Chaotix. You already know that doesn't work on humans like you or me. Dr. Shield thought it over. On one hand, this was completely crazy, but on the other hand, if this was true, then they could be the first humans to interact with a new creature from another world, coming to them. Dr. Shield nodded ahead, letting Melissa try out her experiment. However, if it fails, they were going to call the cops on this person. Melissa smiled at her dad while hearing her out and activated her scanner, as a white and blue light began to shine all over the creature. Her father watched and soon saw that it was a creature from Param as a card formed on Melissa's scanner. Creature name, Nightmare. Chapter ends. Alright, thank you all for listening. This was a Chaotix and My Hero Academia crossover. Please feel free to comment, leave any advice or any ideas. And Yankomochi will be the next What If to come out. If you want, I'll continue this story idea. And y'all have a great day. Peace.